What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys with a Digimon content video. This is not a Digimon profile. This is more so of me talking about one of my favorite Digimon in the series, and that's Mastemon. Many of you know I played Mastemon over a few years since her introduction with Parallel World Tactics, which is funny because she had a previous introduction only a few core sets before. Well, I was more so focused on Yellow Hybrid. So I'm strictly here for Mastemon. I am a big fan of Mastem. I honestly think, just like many of you, Mastemon definitely needs some working. And funny enough, DigiPanda made a video just a few days ago at the time before this recording about similar concerns that he had about Mastemon and what improvements Mastemon would definitely have. And I wanted to basically pick up on that because I wanted to voice some of my own opinions on Mastemon's whole situation and what points I would like to see Mastemon get fixed so that hopefully in the future that there won't be as many issues and that there's at least some consistent flow. Mastemon doesn't have to top every event, but I at least would like to see the consistency. I mean, hell, we survived the whole year of Numamon being a prominent and dominant force, even to the point Numamon was winning major tournaments in the process. I remember those days. And the people who laughed at me when I said I wanted to build a Numamon variant deck and got told, no, you don't do that. It's just a joke deck. That joke deck won several tournaments. I don't see what was wrong with me building it. And thanks, because I can't get the Manzemon. They're expensive as hell. So anyway, with that little bit of rant, let's talk about Mastemon. So, three major key points that I want to talk about Mastemon. First is early game. Mastemon does not have a big early game. She really struggles because of some beneficial factors. The first factor is Mastemon does not have any Digimon that really start up her turns. There aren't any that if there aren't a lot of cards that help start the process. There are some, but you have to digivolve into them, or you have to give up large amount of memory to your opponent to get things started. There's not any searchers, and the searchers that we do need, well, they're only level 4 or higher. And even in at that point, how much memory are you willing to sacrifice in order for your opponent to go on their turn and benefit from it? Even though most of your Digimon can't swing, here's the thing. Most decks do thrive off of their opponent giving them memory if they don't have a tamer that already will jump the memory for them. And that right there is an issue of what Mastermon decks have to go through. We don't have a tamer that jumps our memory to 3. We only have our tamer who gives us memory on selective situations, or the version of her that says, hey, at the start of your turn, gain this 1 memory. If those who remember watching a lot of my videos, I played Kari because of that situation. Kari did not give me, Kari gave me memory. Where Mirai only gave me 1, she was jumping me straight to 3. Then that Mirai can then bump me to 4. So, I would at least start with 4 memory. If I had multiple Mirais, that's at least 5 to 6. Problem: none of my Digimon were dropping Mirai. So, unless I Digivolved into them or played them through the hard plays. And that's an issue that, like I said, the starting place for a Mastermind deck suck, and they definitely need some improvement. We don't have a lot of, starters that do that. We don't have a lot of tamer. We don't have a Salamon or a Tailmon that puts them into play. We only have ones that search for them or give us memory when they, if they're already present to the field. So that issue right there doesn't help the deck. It just hinders things or makes it more difficult to where we have to go and play other tamers. Like Kari, like Matt, like, I don't remember Mastemon, because I built the deck of Mastemon that also played Mako. Because Mako, every time when a dual colored Digimon was played, you could send this tamer to gain 1 memory. So that's what I did. Plus, she was the she did the whole search for a purple or yellow dual color and add it to your hand, but trash the other cards to the trash the other cards, which would help in hindsight because at least set up the Mirai if the Angelomon, well, if the Lady Devimon comes onto the field, but that's the one Lady Devimon. So, yeah. You see where I'm going with this. We definitely need a starter to play the Mirai. Just like there's about 15 Agumon that do it. There's about 4 different Vmon that do it. Do you want me to talk about the hybrids? Because almost every hybrid has a way of getting their hybrid tamer of the respective color to the field. Yeah, and I trust me, BT 1819. I've seen that. So that was a major cause there. Major issue. So that was, number one. Let's go into number two, which kind of parts itself into number one. Dual color Digimon. Why is none of the Digimon set up for Mirai dual color except for the Tailmon and the Mastemon? There's no Angelomon that are dual color. There are Salamon who's dual color, but she is only she's only from BT16, and even then, she doesn't focus on Mastek. She focuses on DNAing into stuff like Sylphimon, which, from what I remember, Sylphimon into um, Valkyremon had a really good setup because Valkyremon was also red, so red tamer setups were perfectly fine. Oh, and Avion as well, thanks to Sora. So see how much of those different factors factor in, and because of that, being dual color would definitely benefit Masty because of the major issue that a lot of people had. Every video that I watched complained about what base they wanted to start their Mastemons on, whether it was a yellow base or a purple base. But no one ever screamed why we don't have a dual color base. And that would definitely help Mastemon's overall conjunction because there is no dual base for Mastemon. There really isn't. I've never seen a dual base for Mastemon. There's no Digitama that's dual color purple or yellow. There's only rookies and up that are dual color, and even then, that's a handful of Digimon. So when I look at it, I'm like, that would have been a perfect opportunity in EX6 to make dual color Digitama. Especially you can play the Niaramon that can be dual color. Because what's the history of Mastemon? She's a Tailmon. She's a Angelmon and Lady Devimon who their Digivolution lines come from a Salamon who can either be a black Tailmon or a regular Tailmon who then can corrupt or be uncorrupt. Story bases here. Those are definitely things you could have easily played off of. And being dual color would have definitely worked because what's the whole strategy with Mastemon? Purple and yellow. Now, would it have been splashable? Look, that's not our fault. Game mechanics, limits and stuff there. Make it stretch to just Angel, Archangel, Fallen Angel. Because there's been a lot of rookies that follow the Angel, Archangel, 3 Great Angel. There's some rookies that do follow the Angel Demon Lord situation. There were some that did try to focus on Angel, Archangel, Fallen Angel. But the problems and stipulations were that majority of the deck had to digivolve off of a base that the other was not running, or the corresponding cards didn't fluctuate or meet the requirements. So at a point, I definitely know we would love to see dual colored purple and yellow cards for Mastemon's lineup. That even reaches into her ultimates where there's no dual color Angelomon or Lady Devi. That would definitely benefit from more cards and their assistance of being dual color. So, a definite prominence there. Next, Tamers. Tamers is a issue. I love the Mirais, but Mirai from EX6, still expensive. Mirai from BT11, not as expensive, but they lead on to another issue. Memory. Mastemon decks don't have enough memory. They don't have any memory starters. Like I said earlier, I had to utilize other cards to fluctuate my memory. And with tamer situations, Mirai being the only optimal tamer, they never gave us a Mirai that jumped our memory to 3. They never gave us a Mirai that They only gave us Miireis that bump the memory by 1. Or a certain action has to happen for us to gain 1 memory. And I feel like with every other deck getting that, there should have been a fluctuation of things that was given to us to help us with that early game setup, because we don't have a strong early game. We have to rely on a lot of cards to bump up our early, and it's sad that our tamers, who are supposed to be who's supposed to be that anchor, are not anchoring that anchor. We have to rely on other things to do that. So unfortunately, yeah, we have to cut the middleman out and focus on, these dual color setups. So it does suck. It really does. But that's one of the issues that I've had and I've addressed in my videos, was that I don't, we need a Miirei that jumps our memory to 3 at the start of the turn. It's nice to have these Miireis that want to give us memory, at the start of the turn, but it's only 1 memory. Or we have to play a Digimon from the trash, becoming an angel, a fallen angel, or an archangel to gain the memory. I'm like, yeah, nah, we definitely need the setup to be fluctuating, and we need it to be at least consistent for something to be played around with. So at that point, yeah, I'm just going to verbally say it. I don't think there's much with Miirei that can go into the future unless the Miirei support itself does start to fluctuate and be, you know, beneficial to Miirei's changes. Which, like I said, we definitely need that tamer that's going to jump our memory to 3 and at least give the anchor of it. Because I don't care if she has any other abilities. Actually, she doesn't have to have any other abilities. Just say jump my memory to 3, and when a Mastemon is played, suspend his tamer, gain a memory. And it specifically has to be based off of Mastemon. So that was my issues there with tamers. Now my last issue is removal. And I'm not talking about removal on herself. I'm talking about massive removal. There aren't any Miireis that do massive removal. They only are spot removal. There's a lot of the... I don't know too many Digimon cards that are purple or yellow that do massive removal. And the only purple card I can think of is is Lomon's attack. The one that says, for every tamer that's in play or card with hybrid in its trait, you can delete that many number of Digimon your opponent has. So it's like, that's very situational because I don't play hybrids, and none of the hybrids are angel or archangel or fallen angel. So then, okay, well, tamers. Oh wait, I don't have enough tamers. Because why? I already have an issue of getting the tamers to the field. There are then cards like Ardanimon and Shine Greymon Ruin Mode. While one is expensive even with the reprint, the other one, unfortunately, takes a DNA Digivolution to trigger her own ability. So even then, that causes problems. And for many of you who do know, I love the fact that Ardanimon is a thing. But I have to wait till Ardanimon is DNA Digivolved in order for me to get Ardanimon to go. So, yeah, it's a lot with that. And I've also voiced that as well. There's no AoE removal for Mastemon. Or massive removal in some cases. Because if you play RPG games, and you know AoE is just, AoE is massive removal and text. But, yeah, there isn't that in Mastemon. There isn't that for yellow. And if it's purple, it's very fluctuated. And even then, I'm not trying to run a whole bunch of additional cards just to get that set up together. So I definitely want to see that hopefully in the future. But it is, like I said, part of the reasons of things that makes deck building struggling for Mastemon. So overall, in the future, what would I like to see for Mastemon? Changes. Well, let's wrap up the video here, and that way you guys can understand fully of what I'm getting at from this video. So, looking back at it, all the things that Mastemon has, all the things that Mastemon has gone to. If we get future content from Mastemon, I would like to see Digimon that are dual color, or cards that are supportive of the dual color, that are easy to play and help build the strategies that Mastemon has. especially with her level 3s and her level 5s. I'd also like to see the Digimon be able to search and play tamers without paying the memory costs. That way, we have that range of abilities that we don't have to wait till the level 5 to do it. Primarily, I would love to see a Salamon or a Lexmon or even a Tailmon in the future that would play those Digimon, play our Mirays with, you know, on their on player when Digivolving. It'd be great to especially surviving a lot of the issues. The next thing up is that I would like to see a Mirai that comes into the game later that's not only dual color, but she, at the start of your turn, if your memory is 2 or less, jump it to 3. She can just say that right off the bat, and that still be one of the best Mirais. She'd probably be expensive as hell, but would still be worth it because she gives the one issue that this deck struggles with: memory on our opening ploys, memory on our turns when we don't have a lot of memory setters to really focus from. Then my last and major issue is, of course, massive removal in monster effects. Even if the massive removal doesn't come from Mastemon, can Adramon or Lady Devimon have a way to do that or mitigate that through an ability? I don't want that whole everybody gets security attack -1. I don't want that whole, no, I want some massive removal. I want to see the cards get removed so we don't have those additional issues or problems. And that definitely there would help focus on fixing a lot of the problems that we would normally have to deal with later on. So, with that in total, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap up my video here for Mastemon. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think some improvements of Mastemon can be. Are there any other things that you would like to include for Mastemon's changes, or hope to see from Mastemon's changes? Let me know all of that in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, as it helps me out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload more content to my channel. Social media links are in the description box below, and you can check out my previous playlist and previous videos as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and HPJ signing out. Take care.